Welcome back to A Life Unpacked. From the future. I never did an intro section for this vlog, so we're a little short this week, I believe, as far as like content goes. I thought I filmed so much. Apparently I just filmed a lot of cooking bits. So you're gonna see a lot of cooking here and on like 2 different days. I guess I was just in a cooking mood and wanted to show all the cooking stuff. So enjoy this week's vlog. It is so nice out here. All the snow is melted. There's just this little bit back here, and Aerith is having her best time ever with it. She just made that little divots from her rolling around in it. Right? What are you doing? Yeah? This is what she likes to do. Look at her. What are you doing? Little seal, little icicle seal. Yeah, but we so if you're somebody who has dogs, obviously they ignore our winterization here, but this is the little path that I cleared for the dogs to walk around, so you can see it's killed the grass quite a bit. But I've just been cleaning up some dog poop out here because, you know, winter time, you don't really get around to doing that kind of stuff. So we cleaned up some of that, and now we're kind of playing in the snow. We're gonna go make some dinner, right? Yeah. Yeah, is it dinner time? Okay, let's go. Okay, so I've got chicken fajitas going over here on the little black stone that I have. This is just chicken, some rice, refried beans, onions and peppers, and some fajita mix. I just kind of mixed it all together and just letting it cook through, and then I'm going to put it onto tortillas. This was all stuff that we had in the house, so that's how we were able to keep our grocery bill low this week, because all of this I had except the peppers, so I grabbed the peppers, and this is going to be meals for the whole week. And then I have in here some barbecue chicken going to go in for the rest of the week, because this will probably be for lunches and such. Yeah, so I just kind of put that Kinder barbecue sauce in here. Nothing else. I'm just gonna grill it up right like this and serve it with like potatoes and broccoli. So. My hair looks so gross. It's dirty and I need to wash my hair. We're just gonna ignore the hair. In here, I have soy sauce, sesame oil, ginger, garlic, and rice wine vinegar. So I'm gonna get a spoon. As you saw, I was cooking up the ground turkey here. So what I'm making is egg roll in a bowl. And what I basically am doing is just ground turkey, this sauce, and then I have a bag of coleslaw mix here. And we're just gonna cook it all together. And it's supposed to taste like an egg roll. We'll see about that. I highly doubt it'll taste like an egg roll, but you know, we're gonna hope for the best. So here's my soy sauce mix. All right, let's take you around town. Take you around town, and that's gonna do. Remember how this was clean the other day? Well, it's not anymore. So don't look at that. Look over here. You're supposed to be looking at this. All right. This is a soy sauce glaze. That's why it's a little bit thicker. But that's what I had in my pantry. I didn't want to go to the grocery store to buy some stuff. So we've got that instead. And the heat will just kind of like make it be a little bit more liquidy. And I can add some water if I need to, which I probably will do. Maybe not, actually. You know what? I'm not going to. Getting it out of the pan is part of the recipe. That part too. Okay. So let's add in our coleslaw mix. And it's gonna seem like a lot, but it's cabbage. It'll cook down a little bit. So we're just gonna, and we want all the vegetables. So we're gonna put it all in there. And we're gonna let it cook down. I'll come back to you when it's looking a little less salady. Okay, so stirring this up now, and it's looking pretty egg rolly. It's just about done. We'll get it in a plate and we'll give it a taste test here. Okay, let's try this. See what it looks like. It looks like an egg roll. Super hot. Yep. It tastes like the filling of an egg roll, but obviously it's missing that like crunch from the shell, the outside of it, but really good. I think it'd be good with a little bit of rice, kind of like balance it out because it's a lot of like cabbage and turkey. But yeah, this one's a good one. Also, while I'm waiting on my bread to finish, because I have some cinnamon bread going in the oven, I want to talk about my personal training. So I did personal training on Sunday. I had the evaluation. So during the evaluation, we obviously height, weight, you know, we did all of the how old are you, what are your problem issues. I have a hurt knee from CrossFit a few years ago, and I have a hip issue. And then weird little thing, but I have thumb tendonitis, so like I can't lift certain directions with this hand. But she did all that, and then she had like a machine that measured like my skeletal mass and all this information. I have a whole paper of it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I'll show you at some point I'll find it and show you. But then she had me do some squats so she could see my form and see like my issue with my knee. Then I did push-ups till I failed, basically. And I held a plank for as long as I could. So after doing all of that, you know, she kind of had a baseline of where I'm at. And we went into the gym for a little bit, and she gave me a couple of exercises to do on some machines to help my knee specifically. And then we did a little bit of upper body, but I was going into the body pump class, so she didn't want to like have me do too much. So she's like, here, you're just gonna do a few things. We'll look. So then that way, if I come back to the gym, I can do a couple of things, because I was kind of unfamiliar with the gym, and I told her my whole purpose of doing the personal training was to get more comfortable with the machines and know where they are in the gym. And then maybe I could like go to the programming where it like kind of like pushes you exercises to do, and then I don't need a personal trainer to kind of guide me through it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. We're just gonna take it week by week right now and see what I kind of feel like. But I'll tell you what, my armpits like hurt so bad for the past 2 days, because like those push-ups to failure, like, ooh, they did me in. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on how that goes. I'm going to be doing personal training an hour on Saturday mornings before I do my body balance class. I'll have to see how that plays out, because I'll be doing like an hour at the gym for strength training, and then I'll be going into an hour body balance class, which is like, it's a little bit of strength training because it's balance. Like you use a lot of, you know, muscles trying to balance and do that kind of stuff, but also the body balance class does like some Pilates and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna go eat the dinner, and I'll show you my loaf when it gets cut later tonight. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Yummy. Let's cut it open. Looks pretty good, and I'm sure it's gonna taste pretty good. So, getting to be the end of the week here. Aerith is here with me. I don't know what she's eating. What are you eating? Can we not? Okay. I have you guys balanced weirdly on my desk chair. Can't find my tripod clip. It's downstairs somewhere, but I just couldn't be bothered. It's Friday evening, and realized I didn't film a lot this week. I thought I did. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, I did so many things and I filmed so much. And I actually didn't. But did want to kind of do a little bit of, you know, book talk, because I do like to, when I watch these videos back, I like to see what I was reading and kind of a little bit of like my thoughts on the subject. So if you don't like to read the book stuff, or you don't like to listen to the book stuff, I'll put a timestamp here so you can fast forward past this when I talk about my plans for the rest of the evening. But I am reading A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy by Alex White. About halfway done with this one. I've been reading this for a while. So World of Warcraft came out last week with a new expansion, Midnight, and I haven't gone into this lore yet, but I'm a big World of Warcraft player. I played back when the game first launched. I was like, I think 2 weeks into the first launch, I was playing it. So it's definitely a big part of my life. Actually, that's how I met Jeff. We met in World of Warcraft, and we started a relationship online, and then we met up in real life. So yeah, so the new expansion came out, and we've been playing that. And when I do play World of Warcraft, I lose myself in the game. So I put off doing things like reading. So I've had this book going for a couple of weeks now, and I've only gotten halfway through it. And I really wanted to, you know, continue with it. I don't want to put it down. I almost at one point was thinking about maybe like setting it down for now, and coming back to it, just because it is a little bit of a slower read for me. There's a lot of parts in this that I'm noticing where I'm like, what is going on? They're talking about people and politics and places and things that I'm not sure what they're talking about. So I just kind of go with it. But when books do that, it always puts me in a weird place, because then I'm like using brain power that I really don't want to be using when I'm reading. I'd rather read a book that's just like highly entertaining and I can just zip through. I'm not looking for a lot of thought typically behind a book. And if I am looking for a lot of thought behind a book, I'm going to take my time going into it. This is one of those books that requires a bit of thought. I wouldn't say it's the most thought in the world, but because it does have a smaller cast of characters. However, the stuff that they're doing is very like political based in their sci-fi world. So I tend to notice that I'm just caught up in all that. Now, when I do read a book that's typically a little bit more thought-provoking, I shouldn't say thought-provoking, a little bit more thought-requiring, I just like to be prepared for it. I like to know what I'm getting myself into, and I like to be ready. For example, I have not started the Way of Kings series by, Stormlight Archive, Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, because first of all, I want all the books to be out so that I can read them kind of back to back, but I do know that it's going to be requiring a lot of thought to read something like that. So anyway, long story long, this book's taken me a little while to get through. I did pick up Gleam by Raven Kennedy. Again, my little book club on Fable is reading this, so I did want to continue on. I did pick this up because that series is so cotton candy, requires so little thought process behind it. It is just romantasy, I guess, in a sense, and it's just like it's easy. It's nothing complicated. In this book, we are I'm not gonna spoil anything, so I don't really want to go into too much, but basically it's a King Midas retelling. I don't even think it's a King Midas retelling. It's kind of like King Midas adjacent. It's obviously about, a king who can turn things to gold, and he's the ruler of this golden palace, and he's got his favored saddle. I hate that they call them saddles. It's whatever. But basically like his like concubines, so to speak. And he's got a favorite girl, and she's gold touched because he's gold touched her. And yeah, so it's mostly Oren's story. Oren is the gold touched saddle, and she is kind of learning who she is and what she wants in life and what she doesn't want in life. And it's kind of like her adventures of basically setting herself free. So yeah, so she's now with King Midas down in the Fifth Kingdom, and that's kind of our setting for this one. That's going really good. I'm really enjoying that book. I think I'm about halfway through that. I'm actually going to read that in a little bit here tonight. And then I'm also reading the fourth book. Yeah, I think it's the fourth book of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I've gotten a little bit more time with this because I've gotten back to the gym now, so I'm able to listen to my audiobook in the way to the gym and on the way home. So we're quite a ways into the it's called the Gate of the Feral Gods. And Carl and Donut are doing their Carl and Donut things. And I'm really enjoying that whole series. It's so much fun. It's so fantastic. There are times where I have been like zoning out. So sometimes I have to rewind it, and I'm never like upset that I have to rewind it because I don't want to miss a second of that book. So that's kind of where I'm at with that right now. But anyway, yeah, now what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to, I wanted to change the sheets, but I realized I don't have any sheets washed. Since I've been sick, I've been really slacking on a lot of the duties around the house. And even still, today I'm coughing a lot again, and I'm just feeling like this tightness in my chest. So I'm actually going to go take a bath. What I wanted to do was I wanted to change the sheets on the bed. So then I had nice, comfy, fresh sheets on my bed tonight. And I want to kind of like prep myself for tomorrow. Tomorrow is my first day of personal training at the gym. And I'm doing an hour of that. And then after that hour, I have about half an hour to myself. And then I'm going to be doing body balance class. So I'm kind of actually going to be working out for like 2 hours tomorrow, which is really intimidating to me, but I think I'll be fine. Body balance is kind of more a yoga-esque type of workout, and I really think that with the break, I'll be fine. But I really want to make sure I get a good night's sleep tonight because, you know, this cold, I'm not feeling the hottest. So really wanted to just make my bed, have new fresh sheets on the bed, and I come up here to go prep myself to be able to do all that. I was going to take you guys along, and I have no clean sheets. When I changed my sheets halfway through my sickness, probably about 2 weeks ago, I changed them, and I didn't wash the other sheets. Apparently, I just put them in the laundry basket and realized now that they are not washed. So, because it is, I don't even have my watch on. I think it's close to like 6:30 maybe right now. I'm not gonna have time to wash them and dry them. Well, I would, let me rephrase that. I would have time to wash them and dry them. But I have this bad habit of forgetting about clothes in the dryer or clothes in the washer. And then I'll leave them for like an hour after they're done. And then I'll transfer them over. And then they take too long, you know. Then, you know, sheets, they ball up. And I've got to deal with that and throw them through again. So I can't be bothered tonight. I'm just going to have to deal with the sheets not being super comfy cozy. But maybe I'll do that tomorrow, which will kind of be nice. So I'm going to take a bath. I have some Epsom salt that will help my legs. I did body pump heavy yesterday, and my glutes are like killing me today. My glutes and my hamstrings are just like so tight. So I'm hoping the Epsom salt bath will kind of like loosen that up. And it will also, it's got eucalyptus in it, so it'll help my chest a little bit, and it'll loosen up, you know, this cough that I've got. And then I want to take a shower and wash my hair. My hair's not been washed for a few days, so it really needs to get washed. So I'm gonna do like a full shower bath combo here, and I'm gonna do some reading while I'm in there. I'm going to read I think I'm gonna read Gleam. I might take this one, but I think I'm gonna read Gleam just because it's just like so mind off. But I might start with this one and see if I can get another chapter maybe before I'm like, I just need something softer. Get the bath going, throw on a bath bomb, get some Epsom salts in there, and get some reading done. This is the Epsom salt that I bought, this Relax and Relief. I've never tried this before, so let me open this up and give it a sniff. It is so yummy smelling. Oh yeah, this will clear out my sinuses a lot. That spearmint, that's what's really gonna help. I think it'll be nice on my body also. And then also I wanted to show you this. So I also bought this Dr. Teal's body wash, this sleep blend with melatonin, lavender, and chamomile. I took a shower last night right before bed. I don't sleep the best. I'm constantly waking up when I sleep. And if I take melatonin, the problem is that I'm so like hungover feeling the next day that I don't like taking it. So I found this and I thought maybe if I put melatonin on topically, it'll help like me to have it that way. This stuff worked so well. I slept so good last night, and I didn't wake up. I woke up a few times like when I had to go to the bathroom, but I was right back to sleep as soon as I laid down. And I woke up feeling so refreshed, and I did not have any of that hangover feeling. So this works really good. And then I have the lotion. This is just lavender lotion, so it doesn't have like the melatonin in it. And I know they do have a lotion with the melatonin in it too, but this stuff is great. I love using this. This one's almost empty actually. I have another one downstairs, but this is great also. Good morning. I am at the gym ready to do my first day of the personal training. I don't really count the last day because that's like evaluation and like, I don't know what we did, like 20 minutes. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm going to be doing an hour of personal training, and then I have about 45 minutes to myself, and then I'm going to be doing an hour of body balance. So that's a lot of working out for me. Normally after an hour, I'm pretty much like done. So doing a whole hour, doing like 2 hours like this is a lot. I don't want to, I kind of went with this because the trainer that I want to train with is actually only here on the weekends. And I could take body balance on like another day of the week. So I may look up the scheduling for that. But usually the body balance class isn't until like 6:45. So that means like doing body balance, coming home and going right to sleep, which is fine. I can do that, but I really like having that on Saturday mornings. It's like a good, easy weekend thing to do, but I don't know. I gotta think about it. So I'll probably check in after my personal training, but before body balance. As you can tell from my disheveled braids and my redness, that trainer kicked my ass. Her name's Amy. She does a lot of the body balance classes, the body balance classes that I like to do. I usually go to her. So, oh my goodness, that was hard. At first it seemed easy, but geez, the last 4 things she had me do, I was really pushing myself quite hard. I don't know how I'm going to go back in and do a body balance class after this. So I have about a half an hour to rest. I have a banana I'm going to eat, and I've got some water to drink, and then I'm going to go and do the body balance class and hope I don't die. I know that if I have to, I can just take it easier or modify so it's easier, but oof. I'm feeling rough. I'm glad she worked me really hard. She pushed me to add weight on where I was having an easy time with it, and just holding me accountable. I'm going to text her on Tuesday and Wednesday to make sure that I do 30 minutes of some kind of activity on those 2 days, whether it be walking or getting on the bike or elliptical or some kind of cardio activity I need to do on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're going to see how the weather is, and I'm going to get that done. Tuesday, even though I have girls' night on Tuesday night, I'm going to do it during my lunch break, even if that means just taking like a half an hour to do a walk around the neighborhood, twice during the day, just so I get that half an hour in. Then that's what I need to do. So hopefully this starts pushing me to get to doing the things during the week that I'm really kind of slacking on. I need to be a little bit more honest with what I am and am not doing when it comes to my exercise, and I need to be a little bit more honest with the food that I'm eating and choosing to eat. I can't be grabbing a little sneaky snack here or there, adding in an extra slice of bread and say, oh, it's nothing, it's just one slice, because the thing is that it's just one slice all the time. And after being sick last week, my weight has gone back up again. Now when she weighed me here at the gym for my evaluation, I was 267, so I'm up even higher than where I started in September, which was 262. So I need to really button down and just get my act together. So we're gonna eat this banana, we're gonna drink our water, and I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna do that body balance class, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat healthy for the rest of the day. Let's call this vlog here. It's been a long week. It's gonna be an even longer week next week, I know, with all this extra workouts. I will see you next week for all of that, and we'll see how I get through it, and we'll start keeping on this consistent routine, because something has to start changing, and I need to start being honest to get to that change. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week, and go drink some water and eat a banana and do a workout. Bye, friends.